So what would you like to do? I can completely go back to the slate so you don't see my face, and you, I assume, don't hear the echo. Tell you what, I won't turn on the camera for now. I know it's a bit of a bust because all of you wanted to see me. But tell you what, let's keep to this for now, and we'll do this as an audio live stream. I don't want you to waste your time. I know everyone's time is valuable. So let's get right into it. One thing I do like to know is let me know if this is a good time for a live stream for you. This is 1 a.m. my time, but what I did was to schedule the timing of this live stream to be, well, good for most of the world. It's impossible to satisfy everyone in a time zone. Either someone will be sleeping or will be working. But I figured, well, hey, if it's a Saturday afternoon, evening, or even a morning for most people, this would work. So just let me know what you think about this particular time. All right, thanks so much. Lots of people joining in. Trudy Bricks, 7 p.m. in Italy. Two Humble Bricks. Oh, let me know where you are as well, because I do need to know where you are, so that makes sense to me. All right, so we talk about an agenda for this live stream. I am going to talk about whether it's worthwhile to buy official sets to MOC. And also, because you are here, before you go, I will definitely show you a sneak peek of a MOC that I've just completed. And I know that you guys and girls are interested in that as well. Well, once again, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button to YouTube. We'll really appreciate that. And you can also head over to smallbrickcity.com, and there you can subscribe separately for free, and you can get instant downloads such as building instructions for a Lego mini house, the micro cityscape, as well as previews to my books. John King, thank you very much. You've said bye 3 times. I hope you really mean it. All right, so thank you once again. Oh, by the way, there is a super chat also enabled. If it applies to your country, you can support the channel by donating to the super chat. That's the dollar icon that you see. Or you can also head over to smallbrickcity.com and pick up any item you see in the shop. All right, having said that, let's get on with the discussion and whether it's worthwhile to buy official sets to MOC. Now, MOC, if you do not know, is my own creation. My own creation means you're basically building your own design, or maybe you're replicating someone else's design, but using Lego bricks to just build it. So it's not an official set, because an official set basically comes with instructions, and it's a pre-built set that you'd buy from the toy store or from a Lego certified shop. So would you buy an official set just to MOC? Now, before we even discuss whether it's worthwhile, we need to really lay down ground rules for this discussion. And there are 2 main things. And that would be, number 1, the price of a Lego set. What does it cover? Now, when you buy a Lego set, the cost of the bricks represents a really tiny portion of the price that you pay. Now, when I mean the cost of the bricks, I'm talking about from Lego's perspective. To produce the bricks, it's probably only 10 to 15% of the retail price of the set that you buy. So what are you paying for? Now, there are just many things you're paying for. You're paying for the R&D. You're paying for the designers to design it, the intellectual property, the Lego staff, the machinery, the molds that they use to create the bricks, the packaging, the marketing, the graphic design. Now, all this goes into the cost of a Lego set. So that's very important just to remember that. So it's not just the bricks that you are buying. Now, the second thing that I think is important for this discussion is, are you going to MOC or are you going to reMOC? Now, MOC, as I mentioned, is my own creation. So you're creating something from scratch. It could be your own design or maybe someone else's design. A reMOC is basically a remake of an existing Lego set. And if you head over to my channel playlist, you'll find a whole playlist on reMOCs. And basically, they're just remakes of sets. But there is a distinction between the reMOCs and the MOCs, and that is a reMOC captures the essence of the original build. It is not a completely new build. So let me give you an example. Like what you're seeing in front of you, that's the new townhouse and toy shop. So I intend to buy the official set to reMOC. Basically, at least from what I've seen in the photographs, I think I'm going to split it up into 2 separate buildings and to create 2 complete buildings. But I'm going to keep the essence of the build. That means I'm going to keep the external facade as much as I can and keep the main theme of the build as well. So that is what I mean by a reMOC. So you have to figure out, when you buy an official set, are you buying it to MOC or reMOC, as that will make a difference. Now, if it is a pure MOC, so you just want the bricks, then it may not be that worth it to buy an official set for just the bricks. As I mentioned, an official set, or the price that you pay for an official set, encompasses so many different elements, and the price of the bricks is really just a part of that set. So if you are buying a set just for the bricks, then you're really paying too much for it. You're overpaying for it, because you're paying for the design, the packaging, the marketing, the R&D, and everything. But if you are going to reMOC it, that means you're going to keep the basic design and keep the essence of the build. Then I think it makes sense to buy an official set. Now you might be thinking, what if the set is on sale? Now I think it depends how much it is on sale. I would say if it's 40 to 50% on sale, I would say yes, it probably is worth buying the set just for the bricks. If it's only a 10 or 20% sale, I don't think it really is worth it, because I said the cost of the bricks is really only about 15 to 20% of the set, and that's now I'm talking about the retail price if you're to buy it. So where would you get your bricks if you aren't going to buy the set? Well, you could bricklink them. That is a website, basically the Amazon of Lego bricks. You can go there and source for your bricks. You could also buy used sets. But before I get to that, let's keep talking about some other factors which I think you should take into consideration. And that is the time and effort if you were to get your bricks from somewhere else. So let's say you intend to bricklink your bricks and you find that the bricks are about 25% cheaper than if you were to buy them from an official set. Maybe it's possible you found an official set that has all the different parts that you could possibly want for a MOC that you're building. Maybe by coincidence or maybe by design, maybe you saw the brick bank and you thought, that is so cool, you do not want a bank, but you have something else and you can buy all the bricks for that. Now, if you do that, then let's say when you checked on Bricklink, it is 25% cheaper. So now you have to think, are you going to pay the full price for that set just to get the bricks, or are you going to go and bricklink them for 25%? So one thing to consider is the time and effort it takes for you to bricklink. For example, when you bricklink something, you have to go to the website, you have to input all the different parts or elements that you need, make sure they have all the colors you want, and more likely than not, you may not find one supplier that's everything, so you need to buy it from multiple sellers. Then you have to factor in shipping time, how long it will take to actually get to you. And now imagine this. Imagine if you took leave, or you're on school holidays, or maybe there's a long weekend and you've decided, hey, I'm going to spend this time to build my MOC. Now, you could buy an official Lego set at full price and get it right there and start doing your build and all is good. Or you can take your time to bricklink it and maybe parts start streaming in and they come 2 weeks or 3 weeks later. And all that to save 25%. Personally, I don't think that's not really worth it. Of course, if you're on a tight budget and money or your budget is really your only and primary concern that restricts you in building your MOCs, then of course you'd probably go with the cheapest method. But as I mentioned, if you factor in your time, your effort, the waiting and stuff like that, hey, then you might think that 25% premium that you are paying for might make sense. One more thing that you might want to consider is how easy for you to get official sets. You see, for me, I often take it for granted I can get official sets within 10 minutes of me in multiple directions. I've got multiple Lego stores. If not, there are Toys R Us and department stores. So if I wanted to get a an official set which is not retired, it's pretty simple. If I wanted to get a direct-to-consumer set from an official Lego store, that's pretty simple for me as well. It's 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away at most. But I do know that there are a lot of people around the world who do not have such access to a Lego store. Some people have to travel 2 hours just to get to a store. So getting an official set may not be that easy. Driving and then parking the car, that costs money, and that's time input as well. So in that case, it might be easier to just bricklink, or maybe you could even order the official set online. One final thing I like to talk about, and I've mentioned this before when I talk about making comparisons between price and price alone, and that is experience. Sometimes you want to factor in the price you pay for experience. For example, just going to a Lego store is a great experience, especially if you are a Lego fan. You want to experience the store, just look at all these sets on display, look at the built sets that they have on display, and check out the pick a brick wall if it's a certified Lego store. Now that is an experience, and that is something that is worth some money. That's what I'm trying to say. So you could order something online and just wait for it to be delivered, or you might pay a 10% premium and get that whole experience of experiencing a Lego store. But that's my personal experience. What do you guys think? And I guess I'll come to a conclusion for you. First, if money is absolutely no issue for you, I would assume, hey, just buy an official set, because if money is no concern to you and you can spend whatever you like, you really do not need to mess around looking for deals or buying stuff from Bricklink. In that sense, hey, go ahead and buy. For most people, I think if you're thinking about MOCing, try to wait for a sale, 40 to 50%, and I think that'll be pretty worthwhile. And finally, if you intend to reMOC, I would say, hey, buy the official set. Now, sometimes you might be tempted to buy two sets to combine them. That is possible. And I'll just talk about this new townhouse and toy store that you see on your screen. So that's a set I intend to buy. I haven't decided whether I'm going to buy two or just one set. It really depends on the images, I think, because now we have only one real image of it. From what I see, my best guess, and just being experienced in this, there's no back. It's going to be open. There's probably going to be no stairs or access to get to the different floors. And what you see is what you get in terms of the photo you see. Therefore, if you do not have any spare bricks and you do intend to reMOC this to become a complete build, you will need to buy at least two sets. For myself, I do have a bank of different parts, and just looking at the colors, I think I could probably get away with using existing bricks that I have. So in my case, I'll probably just buy one set, see what I can do, and if I really need, I don't even think I need to buy a second set. I could bricklink any remaining parts that I want. So what do you think? What would you think is worthwhile to buy a Lego set? Would you buy an official set, assuming it's not on discount, just to MOC? I think it really depends on the set as well. I should give you a tip though. If you are doing a MOC and you do find, or even a reMOC, it makes no difference. If you do find a set that you like, you could buy the set. And if you now need to fill up your MOC to really complete it, you do not really need to buy the exact same set. Because again, I'll just go back to the example of this townhouse and toy store. If you want to fill up the back, you do not really need the exact same parts to fill up the back. So what you could do is head to a Lego store or Toys R Us or a department store, or even go online on eBay to see if anyone is selling discounted or used sets that match the color scheme. So you don't have to buy the same thing. You could save a bunch of money and buying an unpopular set which is on sale that could match your MOC. And that could probably work. I have had good deals just looking at the comments that you guys have written. For example, even in a certified Lego store, there was one year where there was a buy two, get one free modular. So basically, if you buy 3 modular buildings, you get one free. Now, that was a really great deal in my opinion. So that's exactly what I did. I bought 3 modulars and I got one free. So I basically paid for the 3 for the price of 2. and I got an identical set. I think it was I got the Parisian restaurant, and that became my spare parts. So in that case, that was really worth it. All right, if you've got any questions, please leave them. I see quite a lot of people in the chat. I can't even tell. How many people do we have right now in the live stream? I'm sure I can. We've got 37 people. Not too bad. So go ahead and ask away any questions. I'll see if I can answer any of these questions and make it as interesting, entertaining, educational as possible. And if you've just joined us, welcome to Small Brick City. And just to let you know, I will be giving you a sneak peek of a completed MOC. So it is going to be pretty interesting. Max Clark, the live stream is not working for you. That's interesting. Maybe if you're still around, and if you can hear me, you can tell me what you mean by it's not working for you. Do you not hear it? Definitely you won't be able to see anything because I've turned off the webcam and we're just seeing that opening slate. Top, you asked, would I buy an official set only if it's at a discount to use it for a MOC? I would say more likely than not, unless that particular MOC or that particular official set happens to have 90% of the parts that I want for a MOC. And generally, I should mention that I plan my MOCs or reMOCs in advance. So that's something you should do. And you can plan it in different ways. Some people would use a digital designer, and there are two to choose from right now, or there may be more, but the two most popular ones, there's the Lego digital designer, and then there's also the Bricklink Studio. So both are good, and you can use that to really save money, because some people will map out all their different parts and figure everything out, and then they would use the bricks based on the digital design to buy the bricks, and that saves them money. But for myself, I really prefer that tactile experience. I want to feel it, and I design as I go along. But you should plan your MOCs regardless whether you sketch them out, whether you use a digital designer, or whether you just visualize it in your head. You should try to design it, and that really would save you money. Tishan, you asked how I think you can improve your channel. Maybe we'll take this offline because it's not really in the scope of this particular live stream. So maybe we'll just try to keep the questions to the topic. Galagate, well, the reason is for some reason when I turn on the cam, there's an echo. Not sure why this happens. I've used this cam for other live streams before, not Lego, but I have to figure that out, and that's why the cam is not on, unfortunately. LVA Bricks, well, we use Studio here. Honestly, Annie does all the digital designing. I don't do anything. Sonic Electro, how do you know the layout of a certain building if you've never seen the inside of one before? Would you need to improvise slightly? Now, what do you mean by the layout of a certain building? Are you talking about a real life building, which I'm trying to recreate in Lego? Or are you talking about, for example, the townhouse and toy shop, where I just see the image or the outside image and I have to figure out why or how the inside looks like? So just clarify that point, Sonic Electro. And Sid thought, which modular set would it be good to make a MOC for Sanctum Sanctorum? Well, then the best set would be the Sanctum Sanctorum set if you want to build the Sanctum Sanctorum. And in this case, because it's so specific, then I would say, hey, you should just buy two of them if you want to build a full building, because the current Sanctum Sanctorum is basically a half and half building that becomes a corner. One is Pete's apartment and one is the Sanctum Sanctorum. But you can check out YouTube. Many people have really expanded on the Sanctum Sanctorum to make a bigger build. So JC, what is your favorite MOC that you have made? I mentioned this on the BrickTubers Network stream. If you missed that, you should check out GJ Brick's channel. We did the first ever BrickTubers Network live stream, so check that out. And that was one of the questions. Basically, was what is the favorite set or favorite MOC? And I'll answer it in the same way. I have no favorites. My favorite is the last one that I did that helped me learn and helped me experiment. That brings me to the next one. And in the previous live stream, or that joint live stream, I quoted Jerry Seinfeld, who talked about which was his favorite joke, because he's often asked, which is the favorite joke you have ever written? And he says, well, the last one, whatever gets me to the next one, is like asking, which is your favorite breath of air that you ever took in your life? Well, it's whatever gets me to the next one. So personally, that's for me as well. And in general, in a lot of creations, I do not just Lego related, but in my professional work. For those who don't know, I'm a professional illusionist and illusion designer by trade. And people ask me what's the favorite illusion I designed. And it's always, I don't really have a favorite. Whatever gets me to the next one, whatever helps me learn and become more experienced and just more knowledgeable. Cool Estella asks, do I have another channel? Yes, you can look for Concept Magic. That's CONCPT Magic. Nothing got to do with Lego. Liam O'Neill, what's your favorite set? I answered that when I answered my favorite MOC. Lee Big Mac, if I make small house MOCs like you and just buy the model of the buildings for more detail, I have a perfect city. Yeah, that's a great way. You could buy an official set, and a good example would be the assembly square. It's really pricey, but it's so well designed, and just the way it's designed, there's opportunity for you to take that big set and break it down into 4 to 5 different small builds, and you get a lot out of it. Then I think that becomes really worth it. That'll be a combination of a reMOC and a MOC to me. Lego Lemaniac, hello. Let's see, Max Clark, you're back. So obviously you didn't refresh. Well, Max, I've been going on since we started. We don't have a cam, but I'm still talking. Sonic Electro, you mentioned or clarified the inside, particularly rooms you don't see. Again, I'm assuming you mean that when I'm looking at a Lego set or the box art of a Lego set and I don't see the rooms, and you're not talking about an actual real life building. Again, I think you better clarify. Are you talking about a Lego set, then I'm looking at the box art, or are you talking about an actual building that I see in real life and I'm trying to recreate that in Lego? Cool Estella, what's your favorite people pack set? I like them all. I think they're all good in different ways because they're all just so different, and I think you can never have too many minifigs. With Trudy Bricks talking about the building my MOCs from start to finish. Yeah, that has surprisingly become one of many people's favorite videos. Well, let me know, do you guys like that, building the MOC from start to finish? Those are longer form videos, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, although I'm trying to keep them to 30 minutes. That was a series I never intended or planned for. It was something I thought, hey, since I'm building, maybe someone would be interested to watch the process. I did not want to do a live stream of building it. I think I saw someone ask a comment, would I do a live stream of a build? I won't do that because, and this is just me, it's just my own personal thing and opinion, I don't see much value in doing that. And if I'm answering questions and interacting with you guys, I can't be doing much building as well. And I find those live build streams tend to be a bit boring, and I value time, and I value your time as well. So personally, I won't do that. But when I came up with the building a MOC from start to finish, I did think about like how I would position the camera, how I would put together the sequence of events as how you see it, and what I would share with you, because those building the MOC from start to finish is not so much about just watching me build, but is hopefully you get something out of it. Maybe you see a technique that I use that could be useful for you, or maybe you just like the ideas I put, and I just speak as I build. I don't really have a script or anything, but I do know the objective, and my objective is to inform, educate, and hopefully inspire. Super cool. How close to the original parts in the set you're reMOCing you like to keep, or you just add whatever you need? When I do a reMOC, I generally try to keep everything. I keep the essence of the build as closely as I can. And then I just add around it. Bad Knock. I've never seen you before, I think. So is this your first time commenting? Well, anyway, hi Bad Knock. Will I ever do a room tour? And how I store my Lego, I get asked this all the time. I will do that eventually for a very special video. I do not know when. I have a very, I won't call it unique, but I have a very distinct way of storing my bricks and my parts and how they are organized, which I think contributes to how fast I can build. I've seen a lot of people who, the way they organize the parts, to me, it's not intuitive and it doesn't work with how our brain works. And therefore, it takes longer to find parts. When it takes longer to find parts, it can be frustrating and you waste time. So, and I go back to time being valuable. So I have a way to organize the bricks just so that I can build really fast because I can find my parts fast. And one more thing that might be interesting to you, especially if you intend to build a Lego room. If you come to my Lego room and I've packed my stuff, you'd never know this is a Lego room. So my storage is not like how normal people would store their bricks in all those small drawers and you see it all on the table and it fills basically from the floor to the wall, to the roof and to the ceiling. And you never see that in my place. You never know my studio was a Lego studio. Cosmo Candy, do you use the digital designer? We use Studio, but as I mentioned, Annie does everything. I don't do anything. LVA Bricks. What do you think about the new app where you take a picture of something and transforms it to Lego and gives you the instructions? I have no idea what that is. Is that a thing or is that an April Fool's joke? Galagate, I need to get more jumper parts. Yes, they are very, very useful. Lego Maniac. My MOCs usually use a lot of very specific colors and pieces. That's right. I mean, your MOCs are incredible. And for those of you who haven't seen Lego Maniac's builds, especially like his puzzle box, please head over to his channel, watch his stuff, subscribe to his channel because it's crazy. I also plug that on May the 4th he'll be doing a 24-hour live stream building the Millennium Falcon. He's doing that because he doesn't have a life. So if you do not have a life as well, you can join him for his live stream. And I assume Lego Maniac also builds everything in a digital designer because he needs very specific parts. So I can't see him just buying blind and then building his stuff. Tayshawn, JC, you're very smart. Okay. Maybe he means smart Alex. Dave Jack 82, would you ever do a mock of a Ninjago set to complement Ninjago City and Docks? Maybe. I don't have space for that, honestly. But if you do want to see a great expansion to complement the Ninjago and City and Docks, do head over to Blockhead UK. She's a member of the BrickTubers network as well, and she's done just some amazing MOCs to complement the City and the Docks. So check those out. What am I going to build at this show? No, I don't build anything. As I mentioned, I'm not going to build anything. And this is Calatoro. Is that how I pronounce your username? I will not be building anything in the show. I've already built it. I'm going to show you in just a bit. And I will not do any live builds. At least I don't think. Unless it's something special like for charity or something. Max Clark says a lot of your MOCs are created from your own bricks rather than mods of existing sets. Well, I think it's a bit of half and half. I think it's a good mix. I do build a lot of my own MOCs. And I do some mods. James Box. Have you heard of the Walt Disney Railroad set? Nope, I have not. Again, I'm not a train guy, so may not know anything about trains. Brenda, when you first started your city, did you have a plan for a city or was it just evolved as sets came out? I had a plan in terms of, and I've talked about this in other videos, and I've also written about this in my book, Bricks for Small Places, where I talk about designing a Lego city in a small space. But one thing I always talk about is always the concept and the details. Everything starts with a concept. So you should, or I actually encourage, I won't say you should because it's your Lego city and you can do whatever you want. But if you want to get the most out of a Lego city, I feel even if you have lots of space, it's always good to have a concept first. Because the concept will then help you decide what builds will be in your city and how you detail your city. So, for example, my main city, when it first started, Small Brick City, the concept of the main city was that of a tourist beach. So it's a tourist resort town. And that's why I have Brick Beach, I have the main street, and everything was built around this concept. That's why I have a tourist beach and all the different tourist attractions around it. So that's how it started, and that's how I approach it. And every section of my Lego city is like that, whether it's the underwater city, the highlands, uptown, or even Metro City, which is the metropolitan side of Small Brick City. Liam, when was the last time you updated the underwater thing? Well, the underwater city hasn't been changed, so that's why there's no need for the update. Same with the highlands. And let's see, Brenda, I learned from those videos building blocks from start. Thank you. And we have, who do we have here? Sorry, I'm just scrolling too fast. So I am seeing what we have. Lee Big Mac, one thing I'll do with the modular building, yeah, change the colors of the tiles. Cool. Hi to everyone. And okay, so let's see who we have. I think everyone's just saying hi. Lego Maniac, you're welcome. I'll send you my invoice and you can pay me. Well, tell you what, for those who have been here for the past 39 minutes, I know we mucked around for the first 5 or 7 minutes. Sorry for wasting your time. So to reward you, I am going to show you my completed mock. Now, I'm not sure if you checked out the video that I released earlier today, and that was building a mock from start to finish, and that was my post office mock. Now, I released part 1 because I had only built to that point, because I do build in real time when I film it. But I can tell you this, I have finished the mock. I've also finished part 2. And but you know what? Before part 2 is going to be released, which will likely be tomorrow, I thought I would show you guys a sneak peek of the completed build. That means you're skipping part 2 and going to a sneak preview. Would you like to see it? If you do want to see it, just let me know in the comments as well. If you're ready to see it, that is. And I think Tayshawn asked, will I ever make another level for my city? No, I don't think I have one. All right. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to show you the completed post office. And here it is. As you can see, if you've watched part 1, you would now see the completed build. And in part 2 of the video, you actually see the process of me building it. It's completely detailed. One of the things that I really like about this is that 3D sign. And if you know me, I'm a sucker for all these 3D signs. So that giant 3D sign really works for me. And of course, the color scheme in general, I think I'm really happy with it. I added a lot of the stickers from the extra sticker pack. And if you've watched my previous videos, you know I've been really using those stickers. And here's a sneak peek at the interior. I've divided it all up. In part 1, I showed you how I partitioned it from the public area to the mail room. So here we have a quick look at the public area. That's the counter, and behind the counter we have a weighing scale. And right now I'm focusing here on the mail room, which is basically a storage area. And that's a shot of the automated stamp teller. And on the customer side of the public area, there's a CCTV. After all, this is a government building. And that's basically the interior. So part 2 of this video will be released sometime tomorrow, and I'll do a full review with minifigs for the set, maybe in another 2 days. But just for you, this is a sneak peek. I hope you enjoyed it, and just a little thank you for you guys for, coming onto the stream and of course hanging out with me. So I hope you enjoyed that sneak peek. Let's answer a few more questions. We'll go on for maybe just 10 more minutes. Lego Maniac, did you reMOC a Star Wars set for it? No, I did not. LVA Bricks, you love the envelope sign. Thank you very much. Yes, Brenda, there are no toilets. Same for the police post. This is built on a 16x32 stud base plate. I know. I'll probably do some portable toilets around it then. Hi, the Lego Room. Mark, thanks for joining in. The master of color schemes. Well, I just work with what I have. Mock brick, it is real that you can make with a photo, a complete model. It's called Emmett Build Your World Beyond the Brick. Okay, I will check it out. Thanks for that. Where did you get that door with the no entry sign? Max Clark. Well, first, the door is just a door. It's a brown door. It's a solid brown door that you can find. The no entry sign is, of course, from the extra sticker pack. So if you haven't got that, I know it's sold out in some countries, but if you can, try to find those sticker packs. You get a whole bunch of stuff, and I think I'm going to be the guy on YouTube to really maximize the sticker pack. And by mid-year, I'm going to try to use up all the stickers in the pack. Thanks for all the compliments, everyone. You guys are awesome. Where did I buy my wood platforms? That's Efrat Dagon. Well, those were custom made, so I had them custom made. If you do want to have some kind of wood platforms, you would need carpenters to make them. Or you could also head over to a place like IKEA, or IKEA if you call it, or any one of these DIY hardware shops who help you cut shelves and maybe also customize the legs of a table to make them shorter, so you can actually customize your own platforms, but maybe like mini tables. Brenda, can you send me a pack? Yes, I can. Just send me $100. I will send you a pack. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure if Walmart has them, because these are extra sticker packs and they are only exclusive to the certified Lego stores. I'm quite sure. I'm not sure about in US, because that's where I guess you're from since you're going to Walmart. But you can check it out. If not, someone will let you know. Lego money? No, I'll need US dollars. Thank you very much. Well, I apologize once again. We didn't get the live video of this live stream going, and that's because there was an audio problem. Not sure where the echo came from. I'm not going direct through YouTube to live stream. I am going through a third-party encoding software, but I'll try to figure that out. So I'm going to answer a couple more questions and then we'll wrap up this live stream. One thing I'd like to ask you guys, is this something you like to see on a regular basis? Do you like the format of the live stream? As I mentioned, I will not do live builds. That's just not my thing. I don't think it's a good use of time. But do you like the idea of having a specific topic to discuss and answering a Q&A? Let me know if you would like this to be a regular thing, and of course with proper live camera and good audio. So do let me know. Josephine, do you also create your own stickers or do you use only original ones? I only use original ones. I have bought some stickers before, but I don't really like them. Skywap, thank you very much. Trudy Brick, it'll be useful to have videos on the use of special bricks in MOC. I think it depends. What is special bricks? You have to let me know what you mean by what's a special bricks. Cool Estella, portable toilet mop. Yeah, I could do that. Super cool OBS. Well, I'm not using OBS. Maybe I should. I'm using XSplitter. I've used this before, so I'm not sure what's happened. I even have the same setup as I had before, so I'm not very sure. So just let me know. Jay Beach, I'm sorry. Will you be reMOCing the set on the thumbnail? Yes, I will. Max Clark, I missed a lot, but I'd like to see you. I'd like to see more than just Q&A. Something to present. Maybe that was your intention, but difficult. Yeah, well, I did present the post office, but that was pre-recorded. What do you mean by present? Maybe you can let me know specifically. Will you do reviews? No, I generally do not do reviews unless I think of a unique angle, because I think there are other YouTubers who do great reviews and no point reinventing the wheel. JC, what do you think of the Lipin raid? Well, luckily I got in time and they didn't catch me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, for those of you who haven't heard, so Lipin, which is basically a knockoff brand of Lego, they were raided yesterday, I would guess, probably. And 3 warehouses were raided, 10 production lines were shut down. They basically destroyed their equipment. They confiscated equipment. They destroyed 600,000 sets. Now, that's a lot of sets. They destroyed all the molds and they arrested 4 people. So, what do I think about it? I think it's great. I'm happy for it. But this is China. That means they'll be back in business in 2 days' time. So I'm not sure how much a dent it would really make. But at least I'm glad that the China authorities are actually going after them. Because for the longest time, there's not much intellectual property protection in China. The way of business is to copy. So I'm glad they actually did this. And they found $30 million. Now, I'm not sure if that's 30 renminbi or 30 US dollars. Assuming it's 30 million renminbi, that's still 4.5 million US dollars. That's a lot of money. So Lipin is obviously taking a lot of business from Lego. I think Lego can respond by trying to reduce the price of the sets if possible. I know licensed sets are hard to bring down because the price of the licensed sets are just so high. I mean, licensing fees are high. But overall, I think it's a good thing. But as I said, I think they'll be back in business in days, if not weeks. I'll be interested to know how this affects Xingpao, which is a business unit or another brand of Lipin, and they do all those Chinese design sets. And so those aren't rip-off designs of Lego, but of course all the money that's pumped into that brand comes from Lipin. So I'm wondering if they raided that particular line as well and destroyed all their molds and all the equipment as well. So do I think it's real and not only for public? I think it's real. I do believe it's real. I don't think it's just for publicity because there's no reason why the authorities will put it up. But now, did they destroy anything? Yeah, maybe they didn't destroy everything. I do believe a raid took place, but it's possible they didn't destroy everything as reported. Maybe there was actually $40 million lying around and only 30 million was reported. So in any case, I do believe that, they'll be back in business somewhere soon. The Lego room, will I ever build a Star Wars MOC? Unlikely. And, I haven't heard much feedback besides Max on whether you guys like the format of this live stream. The reason I ask, it's quite important because it's important whether I decide to move forward with this kind of a regular stream. Because I know I like to do this. I think I can offer good value and probably some interesting content, or at least an interesting format and more value, or different value rather, than other people who do live streams. So if it's something that you like and you'd like to see this regular, and when I mean regular, maybe every week or every 2 weeks, do let me know, because then I'll decide how I like to do it. Okay, Mark and everyone else, thanks. And I guess I'll let everyone see it in the replay. I'm going to see if I can edit this down so that we get rid of all the lag time in the beginning, because that was pretty crap. But for the rest of you, well, thank you everyone who was here from the start. I really appreciate it. I am going to wrap this up. Oh, hang on, Max. Let's see what he said. I would like a topic with something to show us and we can talk about it. All right, that's something to think about. Live build streams are boring. I do agree with the live build streams can be boring. Well, okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate you guys here. I generally think I will keep the live streams between 45 minutes to 60 minutes. I think, at least for this format, it makes sense. We'll keep it short and sweet and spend, 1/3 to half the time answering questions. So thank you everyone for joining in. Do like the video.